Everybody, welcome back to the Smarketing CONNECT podcast. I am your host, Tom Libby, currently the CEO and one of the co-founders of Smarketing CONNECT, and I'm already getting tongue-tied. I can already tell this is going to be a fun episode for me. So, Kiesha, you're going to have to carry the load here because I'm already fumbling. But in any case, so this episode of the podcast is the Get to Know You podcast. We have a new member of Smarketing CONNECT, as you guys who have watched this before know, I love interviewing our newest members. It's a lot of fun for me. I love getting to know them even better than I already do, and we get to ask them some interesting questions. So, but before we get all that started, and again, I tend not to over explain my guests. I like for them to do that themselves. So I will allow Kiesha to introduce herself. So Kiesha, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and who you help.
Sure. Yeah. So I like to give people a little context. So in my previous life, I was a retail exec that helped companies like Best Buy and Gap redefine their customer experience strategy. So like I'm really in the weeds when it comes to customer experience, which people don't typically expect when they, hire somebody to do videos. I even helped the former CEO of Gap create their initial loyalty program. Pride my company is loyalty centric. I also have kind of that theme of loyalty that I'm always looking for. So after that, I was partnering with CMOs of different companies as the EVP of an AI marketing company. And then I kind of went out on my own, and I'm currently the founder of Loyalty Centric. And we're really focused on enhancing the online experience for your target audience and your customers in a way that builds loyalty, in a way that gets you more leads so that you can have more sales. I'd like to think that we do it in a fun way, a lot more fun way than a lot of other companies, because we are creating personalized animated videos for our clients. Most of my clients have a character that looks like them somewhere in their video. We also animate other aspects of their business, whether it's, the inside of their building or something tied to their brand as well, which is a lot of fun. They use them for all different kind of things when it comes to video. And then we have a video testimonial and a messaging platform that makes it super simple for people to finally get people to give video testimonials. So everything is tied to kind of video-driven loyalty, if you will, when it comes to what we're doing. Outside of work, I'm a boy mom, so I have I spend my time hanging out with my 11-year-old son, who is a lot of fun, especially at this age. He's a first degree black belt in Taekwondo, and he has his own business. He presents at networking meetings, so just all the things. So life gets a little bit interesting outside of work.
Fantastic. And I love I love that you threw in there that your son is already starting his own company. I love that. So one thing you didn't touch on in the opening there was,
Okay.
is there a particular size company or type of company that you tend to work with? Like who's the person that does the best with this type of access to what you do?
Yeah, I like to put that in two different categories. So, service-based companies do really well because, like I said, we're really focused on kind of and creating that experience online, and we can do that really well with a service-based company. We have worked with people who do products, things like that, but it just comes to life a lot better with those types of companies. Most of them are B2B services that we work with, and they're usually 6 to 7 figure companies. And then the other category is kind of on the other end. It's we work a lot with people who are they know they need to grow a video, but they hate being on camera. They just can't stand seeing themselves on camera. And this is a really good alternative for them. And, those could be coaches, consultants, things like that. And then we have a lot of marketing agencies that don't just partner with us, but we actually have them as clients.
Interesting. Very cool. So I love this is probably my one of my favorite questions here, Keisha, which is because I love giving people advice or suggestions and tools and things that they really should be using in their business. So, in your opinion, what is like the must-have business tool? And can you tell us why? Like, what is something like some tool that's out there? And by the way, you're not allowed to say video. So, a must.
Oh no.
What is a must-have for like for small business owners? They if they would be crazy not to use this tool, and tell us a little bit why.
And it can't have anything to do with video. That is, you're making that tough there, Tom.
I'm kidding. If it has to be, you can do it. I'm just.
Um, So a tool, I mean, I'm okay. So I would say, and this won't surprise you, but I'll tell you a little bit differently of maybe how to use it. So I think ChatGPT is a really good tool to use, or something like ChatGPT. Um, but I think people don't necessarily learn, they don't slow down enough to learn how to use it right. They're trying to use it for get something done quickly, right? But then they lose their brand voice, or, just they're not using it right. But if you use it right, where you're training it on your voice and you're humanizing it and it understands you as a person, it understands your brand and things like that, it's a great tool to use to brainstorm,
Hmm.
right? To brainstorm, to kind of check yourself, to see how things that you may have written may come across to your target audience. So if you can learn, take the time to learn how to prompt properly and get it to understand your brand voice and your brand personality, it is a great tool. As a supplement, an enhancement to what you're doing, not as the driver of, writing your scripts or your post or whatever that looks like.
That's actually a good one. You're the first person on the podcast to mention an AI product, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
is surprising,
yeah. Same.
maybe concerning.
um, so talk a little bit about talk a little bit about the actual challenges or the problems that small business owners ask you to solve, right? So I would imagine the thought is not I would imagine the thought is not video videos everywhere. I want a video. Kiesha, can you create a video for me? And that's it, right? Like that there's got to be some sort of deeper underlying thought or problem that they want to solve using or leveraging the video as the tool, right? So what
Yeah.
if you could talk a little bit about that, that would be great.
Yeah, so one of the things I hear a lot that people say, they'll come to me and be like, look, people, I'm repeating myself in all these networking meetings, or I'm posting all this content online. Sometimes they're even posting actual videos. But for like, it's frustrating because people still don't get what we do. And so I waste a lot of time trying to re-explain what we do versus, getting people on my calendar to buy my services. Like, I feel like I need to flip that, where I'm spending more time doing this, less time explaining. So that's one of the things that people say a lot. The other thing is, I've tried video. I don't know that I should spend my time on it because I don't see a direct connection between that and results. Those are the two main things that I hear from people. And so for us, and people don't really know this until they talk to me, but like, we don't start with people come to me, they go, okay, I need you to help me so people get what I do. Are you going to help me write the script? And then like, I want to make sure I say this. And I'm like, let's back up, right? Let's start with your customers, right? What are they saying when they come to you? So when you actually get a customer, what did they not know? What surprised them, right? Or when you're talking to your target audience, why are they going to the competition versus you? What are they not clear on? What makes them hesitant? Like, we go into all those deep dives around the customer first so that we can inform what we're doing from the customer perspective. Then we talk about their overall marketing and growth strategy, right? And how we can connect into that, because it shouldn't, to your point, be a one-off video or something independent. It should be an enabler of what they're already doing. And so we connect it to the customer, then to their overall goals for their business. And then, animation simplifies everything. It's easy to tell a story, or, simplify complex messaging and help people get what you do in like 30 to 60 seconds versus you telling them for 10 minutes and they still don't know. And so we really start with those things, and we bring it to life in the animation in a way you just can't do with a talking head video or, a written post. And then we show them and talk to them about how they can leverage it in a way that gets more people on their calendar or to, footsteps in their business.
Perfect. That's actually a really good explanation. I love that. Okay, so I want you to envision yourself talking to a friend of yours, and the friend says to you, "I need to hire a sales or a marketing agency to help me with what." Now, I'm obviously, hopefully, they would hire you, but let's just say they're not hiring. They're looking for something like that. What piece of advice would you give them in doing so? Like, what piece of it, if they said to you, like, if you gave them one thing, make sure you ask them this, or make sure they do that, or like, what is the one thing that a small business owner should be looking for from their agency or their consultant that they're bringing in?
Yeah, I think the first thing is making sure they're clear on what's actually broken. Like, what are they trying to solve? And it can't be the overall growth of my business. Like, it has to be one thing. What are they trying to solve? And then they need to clearly understand from the person that they're considering, how do they solve it? How have they solved it from others? And does that make sense for my business? Walk me through this. What happens after I sign with you?
Mm.
What does that process look like? And then how do I get to my goal? I think a lot of times people go, you know what? I just need a bunch more business. I got to do ads.
Yeah.
And half the time they don't need to do ads, right? Like they're like 10 steps ahead. Where are you in the phase or the journey of your business? And then where is your target audience in the customer journey? Figure out where those two things intersect, and then can that agency or that marketer or that salesperson solve that for you and help grow with you to make forward progress from that point forward.
And could that sales and marketing consultant or agency, can they actually identify that crossroad, right? Like, can they actually see it? Because if they don't see it, then maybe you got the wrong person. Yeah.
That is, yes,
So,
yes.
okay, so this is way out of the ordinary to ask people, but I love this is my again one of my favorite questions. I have to ask this because as we were kids growing up watching superheroes all the time, you always wanted to be one of them, right? I want to be this one or that one, or for whatever reason. So I always ask the question, Kiesha, if you could be a superhero, who would it be, and tell us why? We're
All
just
right,
trying to
Tom. So
humanize you here at this point. Like, we just want
it's
people
all
to.
good.
This is not
I,
just sales and marketing. This is
I have
getting to
no
know you.
shame. I have no shame. We do superheroes over here, Tom. So, every Halloween, I compliment whatever my son decides to be for Halloween, I compliment it with my costume. I
Okay.
have been Wonder Woman at least twice. And if it concerns you, I have a Wonder Woman cape hanging in my closet that is almost floor length. I have the Wonder Woman glasses, I have the shirt, like I have the whole, like it's serious business.
Yeah.
But I really like Wonder Woman because I mean I like the cape, but I really like her because like if you think about what she's known for, like she's known, like she's got the lasso of truth, right?
Yeah.
And then she's known for being strong, but she's also really known for being thoughtful and strategic when it comes to how she operates as a superhero, which I like to think kind of makes me think of myself. And then she's not just like fighting, crime and stuff to win. She's also fighting to make things better overall. So, anybody that knows me well knows that I'm very direct and transparent, sometimes to a fault, which kind of reminds me of the lasso of truth, right? And then I've always been told I kind of have this humble or like this quiet presence but it's like a strong presence, but it's like real humble presence, whether it's, online or whether it's when I walk into a room. So that kind of reminds me of her. And then I don't know, I'm just kind of as strategic as I am creative. And so I really like that. So yes, I identify with Wonder Woman, and I have the outfit to to prove it.
I love the answer. I love the answer for multiple reasons, but don't you think every sales and marketing consultant wishes they had a lasso of truth for their clients, like that they can wrap around their client? I think that's like
That's true.
that should be on everybody's list as a
It would
consultant.
make your job a lot easier.
All right. So Keisha, as we wrap up here, the other thing I really, really like to do, as you know, and if you know me, um, I like to give shout outs to other sales and marketing consultants. I think we are better together than we are apart. I think there's plenty of business out there for us to not view each other as competitors. So I always like on the podcast to ask our guests if they themselves have a sales and or marketing consultant that they just think does a really nice job that they just want to give a shout out to, and I will tag them in this, by the way, when we post it, and I'll let them know that you thought highly of them, and I'll also throw in there that maybe they should come check out Smarketing Connect. But so be careful who you say. And by the way, I don't put them on any list of email. I don't do that. I'm not bombarding them. I literally do. Well, I'll just tag them in the post, so it's not like you have to be worried about that. But so who out there for you is a really good sales or marketing consultant that you think just does a really nice job?
Yeah, and you recently met her. I'm going to say Catherine McMahon.
Yeah.
I've known her for a few years now. She's a story brand certified marketer, which a lot of people are. But like I've spent a lot of time with her. We've had a lot of one-on-ones. We've met for coffee several times. Like she really gets into understanding, your customer, what you're trying to do, and helping you frame your business and what you do. Just I don't know, just in a way that's succinct but so much more effective. And then she considers herself, I think, the back pocket CMO. She's like a fractional CMO as well. And so she is one of those people that starts with you at this point, but can grow with you to help you kind of move forward in your business, versus just helps you with this thing and then she kind of moves on. So she would be someone that I would recommend people have a one-to-one with and reach out to when they're thinking about, marketing strategy, marketing messaging, things like that.
Awesome. And you're right. I do remember meeting Catherine. Very, very. I didn't get as in depth as you did with her knowledge and understanding and her interactions with business, but just from a human being side of it, I thought she was very genuine, very, very nice person, very easy to talk to. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Catherine, you'll be tagged in this as well. All right. So wrapping up here, Kiesha, thank you so much. It's really, really been fun for me. Hopefully you had a little bit of fun with it, and I know. If people are watching this, both of us were laughing a little bit. So hopefully that comes across as the two of us having a good time. But most importantly, hope people really got to know you a little bit more. And hopefully it was worth it for your time and effort. So thank you very much for being on with us today. And I'll give you one more last word for you, just to say
Thank you. I appreciate it and love to connect with people on LinkedIn.
awesome. And for everybody else out there, keep selling.